Yeah, it's great news for everybody, and from the moment the new owners come in, they made it pretty clear that they didn't want to sell anybody, and that included Jack. And of course with that was always round the corner was, can we get the kid to sign a new deal? He's done it, and I'm pleased for everybody concerned, the club for securing the boy, and of course Jack himself. Now we need Jack to find the form which got him a new 5-year deal and attracted the bids like it was in the summer, and now that everything's settled, let's hope we can get Jack playing to the standards he certainly set last season.
Since the comeback from injury last November, I think it was, how much has he developed as a player?
Well, I think I've said it many times, I think that shock and how easily, a little knock to the ribs we thought it was, and how easily it turned into a awful injury he had, and I think that gave him not a wake-up call but give him a reality check of, wow, that can easily happen. So he went to work and went in the gym, and the one thing about Jack, he misses football, and I think the combination of the two, when he come back onto the pitch after missing 6 months, he was raring to go, and as I said repeatedly, he was for me the standout player in all of the championship last year. So we have to get him back to that sort of level, and get him back firing again.
Ability-wise, where does he rank in terms of players you've managed?
Well, he's right up there. Ability-wise, nobody can question his ability. It's he's there for everybody to see, and the older he gets and the more mature he gets, then hopefully the better he become. He is a wonderful talent, and as I said, for 6 months last year, produced some outstanding performances, which very nearly got us to where we wanted to be. So that's the challenge to him now. We've got to go, and he's got to set the challenge to go and take the club into the next level, which we all know he can play at.
Just how good can he be?
How can he be? I think all of that goes to Jack. The most important thing is the ability of Jack is not in question. Is Jack now to take it on? Listen, he's been the blue-eyed boy here now for years, and he's only 22. So that takes some mantle, and if he improves in the level he can do, then the world's his oyster.
So you guys last night. Do you envisage him being part of his plans anytime soon?
Well, hey, listen, I'm not going to tell Gareth how to do his job. My job's hard enough at the minute, but certainly he came up in the conversation, and the conversation was only brief. So that's got to be his next challenge and his next step up, and people are always watching him, and that's going to be obvious.
Been out on the left the last couple of games. How do you feel he's coped?
Yeah, he's done very well. When you say on your left, you can play him as a free sort of. The days now where you ask him to be a left winger is not going to be the case. But if you can produce an old-fashioned inside forward, if you like, where you can free him off in the middle of the pitch, then that sort of area where, for me, does the most damage. So, we'll try and incorporate that. So you give him a sort of a free role where he can express all the abilities he's got.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, now, what's the one improvement you'd like to see from your players?
Well, certainly last year and the year before, we certainly had to be defensively right. And at the moment, we've scored enough goals, but defensively, we've conceded far too many. We've given silly goals away, which is equated to probably half the goals we've conceded. So we have to be better without the ball. We have to be certainly more concentrated to stop making the silly mistakes. We give far too silly mistakes away, and bad goals we give away. So we have to improve on that. And if we do that, that'll bring a little bit of confidence, I'm sure. And that's one thing we've been working on all week. We've got to find that mentality again to be difficult to beat.
Response have you seen attitude-wise?
Well, hey, the proof is in the pudding tomorrow. It'll be difficult because of who we're playing, full house. So we know what to expect. Bristol away is a difficult fixture. So we're going to have to be at our best to get a result.
3 games now to end another stint of the season. How important to it?
Well, it's vitally important. We've got to find a couple of wins and a couple of results for obvious reasons. And I'm quietly confident that we can do.
Last one on last weekend. Just where does John McGinn's goal rank in the ones you've seen live down the years?
Oh, it's got to be up there. I don't think I've seen a better one at Villa Park. Certainly not in my tenure, anyway. I think everybody was saying, and me included, was, control it and pass it. It was a long way out, and it was in the air for a long time. To execute the volley like that, you have to be blob on. It was a great goal. It should have been a goal that got us something out the game, and I think that's the disappointing thing. It wasn't.
Scott Hogan said last week he had 10 sessions under his belt, presumably more.
Yeah, he's got a few more under his belt. It's he's been out a long time, so he's there or thereabouts. I would think maybe another week or so, and he'll come into the equation.
Great to see Keenan back out in the pitches as well.
Yeah, Keenan's another one. His has been a long time, since probably last February, last March. So yeah, we're good to see him back. It was good to see him back on the training ground, even though he's only trained twice.
A few more weeks from yet.
Yes.
How close is Yannick Bolasie to a start?
Well, it's that one. Whether it's tomorrow or Tuesday, it's imminent.
And otherwise the squad okay?
Yeah, everybody else is okay. Thanks.
Steve, you talked about a couple of individual errors that are costing defensively. Do you need to go a bit more direct? Because last Saturday you seemed to lose. Both times you lost the possession in the area, ball in a bad area.
Wait, that's what I was talking about with mistakes. Individual errors cost us. We give bad goals away, which, if you're going to be successful like we nearly were last year, that was what we were forte was. Our goals against column was excellent, right up there, and we were rock solid and didn't give much away. And the difference in personnel, maybe the difference in the team personnel or whatever, but they'll adapt. I think they understand of what we require. Individual areas, a coach or manager, you can't do anything about. So, but you're right, in bad areas, you can't give the ball away in bad areas for a start. You can't make the silly mistakes we've made, and it costs you, and that's what's cost us last week, and it's cost us against Ipswich, and it cost us against Reading, and nearly cost us against Wigan. So we have to eradicate them ones, and we will. I'm convinced of that.
Would you go more direct a few weeks to second place?
I don't think it's ever going to be my style to be direct, the system of players and what we've got, I think, suits the way we play. One thing we have to be is that goals against, you can't keep conceding 2 goals. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. So we have to have some sort of platform, and I think that's what we've been working on. We know with the new players we've come in, it's what I'm saying about a new team, new ideas, new team. They've got to go to work on what we require again, and that's what we've done for the last couple of weeks.
You're going through a bit of a sticky patch, we all acknowledge that.
That's an understatement.
If you win on Friday, or you're in the top 6, then you play 2 more teams that are down towards the bottom. Anything could turn very quickly.
Well, I'm quietly convinced that we've got a nucleus of a very decent squad of players here, and it's my job to find the team and a formation, which takes always a little bit of time when you've got new players. As I keep saying repeatedly, we lost half the team that got us there. So basically it's been like a rebuild in a month. So we have to be a little bit patient, but you're right, the time comes when you need a result. And this week we've got a wonderful opportunity. We've got to go to Bristol, it's a tough game, and then we've got Preston on Tuesday night. Who knows, by Wednesday we could be in a far better situation than we are at the moment, and let's hope that's the case.
You're always a smart man, Steve. Are you enjoying it at the moment?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, now I want results to be better. So how can you enjoy it when there's rumblings going on? But look, I've said it many times, that's part and parcel of being the manager of Aston Villa, and that'll not change. Whoever's sitting here, you have to get results, and where results haven't been good enough at the moment, and that's what all you're judged on. We have to find a way to win a few games. Once we do that, we'll be okay.
Just going back to Jack Grealish again, he was truly outstanding at the end of last season.
He was.
Very unlucky to be on the losing side at Wembley.
Yeah.
Did you talk about his international ambitions when you were talking about his contract? Because Jack Butland has been told he'll struggle to stay in the England squad in the Championship, or is he convinced that he can help them forward and be in the Premier League with Aston Villa before you know it?
Well, I think that's the big problem that Gareth has got. There's not a lot of Englishmen playing in the Premier League, so sometimes you'll have to, maybe look in the Championship, and because it's better playing in the Championship than not playing at all. And I think that's a situation like a Loftus-Cheek, for example. There's one. But it's very difficult for me to talk about other people's jobs and Gareth. All Jack can do is try and repeat the form that earned him nearly a big move, that earned him the 5-year contract. He's got to get back to that level. If he gets to that level, then anything could happen for Jack because he's that good a player. And that's got to be his focus now. All the nonsense now has got to stop. He's signed a 5-year deal. He's not going anywhere. Let's now get Jack playing the way he can play and the way he was last year, what nearly got him to one of the big clubs and earn the 5-year contract. So I think that's got to be the simple message to Jack.
Final question from me. Bristol City have a pretty good home record.
Yeah, very good.
Lost their last 2 away from home. Does that give everyone a bit
I mean, hey, that's the Championship. They're very, very good at home. We've just heard that the kick-off's going to be 8 o'clock because they're expecting a full house because we're coming to town. So it's never easy. Going to Bristol is never easy, just like it's going to anywhere in the Championship. They're never easy. We'll have to be at our best. If we play to anywhere near our potential, then I know we've got an outstanding chance. Thank you.
Steve, just to go back to Jack, I'm just interested that you say his focus now has got to be on getting back to where he was at. How do you achieve that? How do you help him achieve that?
Well, now all the contract is stopped. All the focus is now just on playing. You know, for too long, all over the summer. And look, no matter who you are, it must affect you. Where am I going to be? What's happened to me? I mean, I have to say his behaviour and all of it has been immaculate. It helps that he's an Aston Villa fan through and through, of course. And he deserves his 5-year contract. You know, he's a really, really exciting player, a very, very good player. It's up to myself and my coaches now to get him knuckled back down and focused on really on achieving what we all want to achieve. And that is with Jack playing well. And if he plays well, he nearly took us there last year. Single-handedly in the playoff final. I thought his performance in the second half was remarkable for someone so young. So we have to get him back to that level. It's fair to say that he hasn't reached that level yet. Now with all the surrounding stuff around him, let's hope now contract is done, dusted, in the drawer. Let's see if we can get Jack playing the way he was last year.
If you can get Jack playing like he was, is that going to be the difference for the team? Because you play so much around it.
Of course. He was the catalyst. He came into the team and just at the right time at the Christmas area give everybody a lift by the way he played. And when he played the way he was, you know, it's not often I eulogise over an individual, but he was absolutely terrific last year, and that's where we've got to get him back again to.
And just finally from me, you talked about the sticky patch. It's early in the season, we've got to remember that, but in your mind, when does that start to become a bigger problem?
What a good question that is. When it comes a bigger problem? Well, look, when you're the manager of Aston Villa, you have to go and achieve results. Otherwise, you come under the pump very, very quickly. You know, and I know that we've got a nucleus of a very decent squad again who was only assembled, really, on the last day of August, which is practically 3 weeks ago. So, we all call for time. The longer the season goes on, like last year, we will be better. When the new lads get used to the surroundings, get used to the way we want to play, we're far, far too open, in my opinion, than we've ever been under the 20 months I've been here. So we have to address that. The new players must understand what we're trying to achieve, and they will do in time. Given that, you always need a result or two to go your way. We had a wonderful start. We won the first 2 games, and we played, you know, we could have been easily 4 or 5 points better off and not having this conversation. We're having it because of the mistakes we've made. So let's get on with it, batten down the hatches, get a few results, and hopefully this time next week we're in a better place.
Thank you.
Steve, just one from me. It was reported after tying down Jack that the club would look to do the same with James Chester. Is there any update you can give on that?
I think there'll be negotiations with James too. That was part of the remit over the summer. So yeah, we'll have discussions with James too. He knows that.